Thought you were a man of God.
God isn't here anymore.
Will you help me? Pray with me while I go.
Can you give us a minute?
Oh, good job, Father Gabriel. For the first time, he doesn't walk out of a conversation with blood on his hands.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This is my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11 and the final season. This is for episode 21, titled Outpost 22.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. We are here to do our review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11. This is for Season 11, Episode 21, titled Outpost 22. Man, I'm excited to get into this episode. Holy frick, this was good. So, we have 3 episodes left of The Walking Dead Season 11, and the entire series in general. Very scared for the end of The Walking Dead, I'm not gonna lie, but this episode was absolutely amazing. And as I mean, most of the episodes in 11C have been. If you've watched the reviews, you'll know 11C, in my opinion, has really been killing it. Aside from, spoiler warning, killing off Lance last week, I think they've done a phenomenal job with this final half, and I think they've really been doing a good job with 11C. So this episode, I mean, if you want to watch a Western Walking Dead episode, this is basically it. You've got a train that is our main threat, I would say, in this one, as Daryl and the crew are trying to track it down, and it was so exciting. So basically, the episode begins, and we've got Maggie that takes the bag off her head, because she's with the others, she's captured, right? And she's looking for little Herschel. Now, Gabriel is captured next to her, she wakes him up quietly, the guards are asleep, Gabriel gets Rosita, and they haul the hell out of there, right? They sneak out of the bus, and they drop out of there, and Maggie tries to drop out as well, too, and then a Commonwealth soldier realizes she's trying to escape, and then, you know, you get a bit of a car wreck that goes down. Now, all the soldiers die, Maggie gets out, and, that is how you open a frickin' episode. Maggie was an absolute badass in that opening scene. Wrecks the vehicle, gets Rosita and Gabe out of there, and, you know, hauls ass, basically. So, after that, you get Rosita and Gabriel that are trying to find Maggie. They're separated now, and they're kind of trying to look for Coco and the rest of, you know, the kids and stuff like that. And Father Gabriel even kind of says in this episode, like, you know, what are we doing? How are we going to handle this? That sort of thing. And Rosita's like, well, the only way, really, is to just, you know, approach them somehow and try to get Coco back in some way, shape, or form. Rosita really doesn't know how to do it. She doesn't really have a real plan, right? And we then see her shoulders dislocated. Gabriel pops it back into place and stuff, and they keep moving. So, anyway, you've then got Negan, and you've got Ezekiel, and you've got the rest of the people that are captured, Kelly and the rest, and you've got Annie that is separated from Negan in this one. So, she is going to do another job separately while Negan, Ezekiel, Kelly, and some other members are working in a totally other spot. And the guy that kind of talks to everybody says, like, you don't have names, we don't, you know, call people anything here anymore. It's just, if I point to you, you go this way. If I point to you, that means you go this way, that sort of thing. So they're very much prisoners to the Commonwealth, and they're slaves at this point, you know. And he even says, you want to see your kids again? Well, you're going to have to work very hard here. So that's exactly what's going on. And we see them working a lot. We do see Negan and Ezekiel have a pretty interesting kind of interaction during their lunch break or whatever the hell it is. Which, might I add, whatever they were serving too, oh man, that's definitely prison life. Holy crap. But anyway, you've got Ezekiel and you've got Negan. Now, I never realized this entire time, them two never had a major interaction. They've never had a major scene together since All Out War, and I don't even think since then either. Like, Negan and Ezekiel just don't have that many scenes together, so Ezekiel is very pissed off at Negan, and Negan says, look, I probably deserve to be in a place like this, straight up, but you don't, your people don't, Annie doesn't, so guess what? We gotta work together to get out of this, right? So It's really, really good. And he even says, like, okay, like, are you with me? And then the guards are like, everybody get up, back to work. And Ezekiel's like, I'm with you. So Negan and Ezekiel are going to try to work on a plan to get out. But anyway, we've got Maggie that's out there. She's also kind of trying to, survive and stuff like that, trying to find everybody else. And she's walking on train tracks, which I would say is the callback of the week. Train tracks, walking on train tracks, walking into danger. Pretty darn cool. I like that. And anyway, she runs into this little kid zombie, and then we get these really just terrible flashbacks with Herschel, where he's being taken away from Maggie, and she was not able to stop them from doing so. Maggie unfortunately lost Herschel, and we don't know if Herschel at this point is alive or if he's, dead. Oh, wait a sec. We saw the trailer, so we know he is. But anyway, whatever. They gotta put tension somewhere, right? So, because Maggie's safe, so we know that. But anyway, she kills one of the Commonwealth soldiers. She also kills this, like, little kid zombie who kind of reminds her of little Glenn. She kind of has a hard time killing this little kid zombie. But, she keeps going, and you've got Carol and Daryl. Now, Carol and Daryl are watching this train that the train is obviously, carrying some of our people on, at least it's about to, and they see Connie in the distance, and Daryl, like, starts to really, really panic. So they have to think of a plan. Daryl can't be going off on his own, and Carol says that, back when I did what I did at the cave, back when you did what you did before, going on our own, doing our own solo missions is never a good thing. And that's what Carol says to Daryl. The solo missions, it's never good. It's never something that you should be doing, so they got to stick together through all this, and they got to work together, which I thought was really good. So they run into Maggie. Now it's the three of them, and Maggie tells Carol the story about what happened to little Herschel and how scared she is and stuff. And then you've got Gabriel and Rosita that also run into them. So now that leaves us with Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Rosita, and Gabriel all together now, and they're going to try to work on a plan to get the train to stop and try to get Connie back at the very least, let alone the rest of their people. But anyway, they interrogate this guy from the Commonwealth. Daryl, like, straight up interrogates this dude, and it was pretty freaking exciting. Daryl even says, like, hey, you want to die quick? I want to die screaming. Daryl's kind of like the angry one, right? They took my kids from me. Tell me where they are. And then Gabriel... And Gabriel kind of says, like, look, I don't really care, this front you're putting off here, you're going to die anyway, so people remember the last thing that you do. The end of everyone's story is very important, so how do you want yours to end, right? And I really like that. I really like that line from him, because he's like, yeah, you want to die an asshole, or do you want to die a man that helps someone get their kids back? Honestly, it really is a no-brainer, right? So Gabriel kind of lays down the law, but he prays with him, which I actually thought was really interesting, because earlier in the season, Gabriel was asked by a Reaper, pray for me. Will you pray for me? And he said, God isn't here anymore. And he stabbed him in the head. So I was like, okay. But in this one, he actually does pray with him. He stays with him in his final moments. I assume he stabs him in the head because he has the knife in his hand. And there you go. Gabriel was freaking awesome in this episode. He was absolutely awesome. So... anyway, we then get to see the train. We get to see the confrontation go down. Maggie holds the gun to the guy driving the train. He stops the train, and you've got Daryl and Carol that come in. Now, they start shooting at some of the soldiers. They fire back. There's a really intense shootout there back and forth, which I thought was really good. They save Connie's life. They do get her out of there, and I love that little moment where Daryl's like, he sees that a Commonwealth soldier is getting away on the bike, but he sees Connie is on the ground. He's like, are you okay? Like, he looks down at her like, are you okay? You are? Oh, okay. Now I'll go, I'm like, damn it, get these two together already. Frick's sake. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't really care for relationships and TV shows, but them two, like, come on, man. We got 3 episodes left. Time's wasting here. So, anyway, Daryl gets on his motorcycle, or I guess one of the Commonwealth motorcycles, and we see a really cool, I'd like to say car chase, but I guess bike chase, as Daryl is chasing this Commonwealth soldier, and he gets him, he kills him, and of course, it's Daryl, of course, but, he gets him out of there, and there you go. That's how that whole situation gets taken care of. So, man, that was insane. And then everybody's okay. Connie's with Daryl again, and everything's good. And I really liked seeing their reunion and stuff. But the lead guy that was driving the train is still alive. And we see a pretty dark scene in this episode, which I thought was pretty freaking crazy. He has a family, and he says, like, yeah, like, if I can't get back to them, and if, they find out that I've been stopped by you guys, I'm dead anyway. So he takes a freaking knife, and he stabs himself in the throat. That was Oh my god, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. So he takes himself out before they can get any information out of him. And the episode, I would say, ends on a really, really crazy note here, where we find out that Negan and Ezekiel and the rest are being taken to Alexandria, which is now called Outpost 22 for the Commonwealth, and they're being taken to Alexandria. And you've got Maggie and the rest that are kind of sitting there, kind of planning things out, and Rosita's pretending to be one of them on the radio, asking where they're going. Frickin' Rosita was really awesome in this episode as well, too. And Maggie says at the end, Pamela does not know who she's screwing with, you know, and it kind of reminded me of, like, the Rick scene, you know, like, yeah, Pamela really underestimated us, you know, I felt like she was going to say they're screwing with the wrong people or something. That would have been kind of cool, but she says, we're going to take back our home, we're going to make it right, you know, so, and that's how the episode comes to an end. So, I freaking love this episode with a damn passion. You guys are going to call me nuts. It's actually my favorite episode of Season 11. I love this episode. I love every freaking second of it. I think it's such an exciting episode and such a darn good episode for a final season. I just love it. Everybody was working together. It was a really good episode. The action was there. The deaths were there. The dialogue was there. The callbacks were there. I mean, it was such an exciting episode. I love this episode so much. So we got 3 episodes left. Stay tuned for my predictions for episode 22, but I would love to hear from you guys now. What do you guys think of episode 21? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like this video and you like this content, make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories, walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories